whenever you look at things as coincidental, sometimes you miss a hidden gem. Sometimes you miss that nugget, that knowledge that comes from that, or an experience you should be having. And when you just say, oh, well, this is just a coincidence. It's a coincidence that these things happen at the same time, or these three people said this at the same time. Uh, but more often than not, it's simply something that's popping up in front of you because it may be something that you need to address for yourself, for others. Maybe this is something that is being brought up from a place of an unconscious level that's coming to the surface. So I was thinking about this on Sunday. This I was kind of rolled into my head. Monday morning, I was like 100% ready to rock this thing. And I know we've talked about, what was it, a few months ago, we talked about behaviors and like acknowledging that we ultimately take responsibility for our behaviors all the way from everything that we've done to where we are now, because that is the main, like that we are the culmination of every question that we've answered, every behavior we've followed consistently. We are the culmination of those things right now, right? So our past behaviors accelerated by time create our current situation. Therefore, our current behaviors accelerated by time will create our future situation. It's pretty simple. We can apply that to really anything. Fitness, we can apply that to business, finances, investing, whatever. Like we can apply that to a lot of different things. But if it's so simple, and here's where we come into like the nutrition side of things. Here's where we come into what we've seen, what Brooke and I have seen over just months and months and years of working with clients that seem to get it, that have made great progress, that are posting great results. Like if it's so simple, if this is so simple, like this, just this chart, then why do some people either lose their results right after, or just have this massive trouble maintaining those results? And I believe it's because they change their behavior for a short term. And we all know like behavior is what we preach, like the consistent daily execution is simply a way to manage your behavior, right? If we are managing it, then we can modify it. If something needs to be modified, we can modify. Now we can audit, we can manage those behaviors at consistent daily execution. But they never step fully into their now identity, what I call the now identity. Like you can do anything short term. I mean, we have all been on some kind of stupid diet that was just goofy, that said, hey, you can never eat eggs while you're on this diet, or hey, you can never drink milk while you're on this diet, or for the love of God, if you have a carb, this is screwed and you're going to have to follow this forever, whatever it is, right? Like we can do anything short term. We can push ourselves. We can we can focus on mental strength and perseverance and everything that every fitness influence out there is telling us to do. Like, oh, just, we know it's hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to suck now. It's going to suck for a long time. It's not going to suck. But what we can't do is not become our now identity, right? Because until you become that now identity, that bridge that goes from, okay, I'm doing this short term, I'm doing this for just this long. And then, how many times do we talk to people? I know that there are plenty of people that have this idea that I'll do this diet, I'll do this for 16 weeks, and then afterwards I can just maintain this, right? I'm not sure what people think maintenance is But I'm going to tell you that I don't own a car that has cruise control that I can set it and just crawl in the back seat and it keeps on going where I want to be, right? I have to be at the wheel. I have to know where I'm going, why I'm doing what I'm doing. Most people believe that they're just going to lose weight and then they're going to magically keep it off and go back to eating all the crap they were, go back to doing hardly anything in the gym and go back to, living in an office chair. And they can maintain that. So if you're one of those people that is thinking like, okay, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna commit to this thing for 16 weeks, and then I'm just gonna maintain. It's not like a boat. We're not building this thing for buoyancy's sake. We're building this thing for forward motion, right? And the major thing that I've seen so many times, and as it pertains to an identity, is that if you're not accepting, like this goes way beyond who do I need to become to have what I want? Like stepping into that, becoming that now identity and accepting that, like you will always feel an internal struggle. Even when your husband's like, oh my God, you look freaking terrific. Like keep doing what you're doing because it's working. You look fabulous. If you haven't accepted that now identity, then like you'll never be able to graciously accept praise. We've talked about this a few times, right? When someone's like, oh my God, you look terrific. Or someone like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just, working out, I'm eating, that kind of thing. You can't accept like this. You can't accept a compliment graciously. You'll always feel like you don't deserve what you've worked for. Like, hey, that's a nice bag. I got it. I got a half off. This is like this unworthiness that's kicking in an old program you have way back here, that as soon as you feel like someone sees that you have made an investment in you, as soon as you see that someone has brought it to light and you have taken notice that you are doing something different and they're applauding you for it, or they like what you're doing, what you're wearing, whatever, your bag, as soon as you think that, you automatically tell them, oh, hey, basically, I would never spend this on me because I don't see myself worthy of this type of an investment. But I do see myself worthy of an investment that is half off. All right, what does that say about who we see ourselves as when we can only invest in something when it's on sale, when we can only allow ourselves to do something when we have a coupon for it, right? You'll continue to demean your value and your self-worth. And this happened a few weeks ago with me. Like I sent a client something that was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like I just looked at measurements, pictures, like you are freaking crushing this thing. And I get back thanks. It's like, okay, maybe you don't feel like you're crushing this, but you got the metrics and data to show like this, you're doing a fantastic job. I don't feel like that was a response of someone saying, okay, thanks, whatever. I'm sure you say this to everybody. I believe it's more from that old program of, yeah, it's happening finally. I don't know if it's going to stay around because I've done this before, old programming. 2, I haven't fully stepped into this new identity. Therefore, I don't feel like I am worthy of having this thing. And it's frustrating because then you'll just continue to demean your results, HBH. You'll continue being unhappy with the progress you've made. You'll have the hole in the donut syndrome, right? Give you a donut, the only thing you see is the hole. And until the behaviors that you have created, like that have created your now identity, like until you have stepped into those behaviors, right? Like what are those behaviors? My now identity is, yes, I track my food. Everyone knows Like everyone here knows I track my food. Yes, I train. Yes, I get my steps. Yes, I'm worthy. Yes, I'm valuable. Yes, I'm a daily investment in me. The people that want you to come out to brunch and hang out for 3 hours to eat nothing but pancakes and champagne and, mimosas and all that kind of thing, like, they should know simply by like who you are, who you have become and are becoming, that, hey, I'm going to come in, hang out with you guys, have coffee, I have some eggs, whatever, we'll have a good time here, but I'm not just going to hang out and eat a bunch of stuff just because we're hanging out, right? They're going to know this. They're going to perceive this. Like, you are doing this. You're doing this different than how you were doing this previously. And it's required. So becoming who you need to have what you want, requires that you change your identity, not create a fake one. This is the main point I want to make in this training. You're not here to accept this fake ID and go around and pretend like, I've got it all together simply because I paid to be in this program. I've got a training program. I've got a nutrition program. I'm following this thing. Because if you're not accepting a brand new identity via your consistent daily execution, via your consistent behaviors, and aligning those behaviors to your desire, right, that's going to be the worst. That's going to be the fastest waste of your time, money, and a fast way to build frustration with yourself. We're not here handing you a fake ID. We're here to create who you want to become, how you want to make that happen, and who you need to be to have what you want.